Every day, thousands of thoughts flow through your mind. Some are fleeting and random, while others seem deeply personal, tied to your identity and values. Yet what if the most unsettling truth is that your thoughts may not actually belong to you? The idea that your inner voice is not entirely your own challenges the foundation of individuality and forces us to reconsider what it means to think, to choose, and to be. At first glance, the notion seems absurd. Who else could your thoughts belong to? Yet neuroscience, psychology, philosophy, and even spirituality have all suggested that the origins of thought are more complex than simple ownership. You may believe you are the author of your mental narrative, but evidence suggests your brain may be more of a receiver, a filter, or even a participant in a vast network of ideas rather than an isolated creator. One way to approach this question is through neuroscience. The brain operates as an electrochemical machine, processing signals, memories, and sensory data. Many of the thoughts that arise in your mind are triggered automatically by external inputs. When you see an advertisement, hear a song, or encounter a scent, your brain generates associations that appear as thoughts. In this sense, much of what passes through your consciousness is shaped by outside forces, rather than created by an independent self. Your thoughts may feel personal, but they are often echoes of stimuli that originated elsewhere. Psychology adds another layer by examining the social dimension of thought. Humans are profoundly influenced by culture, upbringing, and peer groups. The beliefs, opinions, and even internal voices you carry are often internalized from parents, teachers, and communities. Consider how language itself shapes thought. If you grew up speaking English, your very structure of thinking is different than someone raised with Japanese or Arabic. Your inner monologue may simply be a reflection of the cultural software installed in your mind. In that light, how much of your thinking is truly original, and how much is inherited? Philosophers have long debated whether free will exists, and this question ties directly into thought ownership. If your thoughts arise from deterministic processes, genetics, environment, and biology, then perhaps they are not yours in the sense of being freely chosen. The French philosopher Michel Foucault argued that ideas circulate within societies like currents, shaping individuals who believe they are thinking independently. Nietzsche suggested that thoughts think themselves through us. In both cases, the self is less the author of thought and more the stage upon which thought performs. In spirituality and mysticism, the theme takes an even more radical turn. Many traditions suggest that the mind is not the ultimate source of awareness, but a filter through which universal consciousness expresses itself. Eastern philosophies such as Hinduism and Buddhism describe thoughts as waves on the surface of a vast ocean of awareness. You identify with the wave, believing it to be yours, but the wave belongs to the ocean, not the individual. Mystics across cultures describe similar realizations, that thoughts are not truly owned but shared, flowing from a greater source of being. Science has also begun to flirt with this possibility. Quantum theories of consciousness, though speculative, propose that the mind may be interconnected with the universe at a fundamental level. Some researchers have suggested that consciousness could function like a receiver, tuning into signals from a field of information that extends beyond the brain. If this is true, then your thoughts are less like original creations and more like channels selected from a wider broadcast. The unsettling implication of this idea is that individuality might be an illusion. If your thoughts are influenced by external stimuli, cultural programming, biological processes, and perhaps even a universal consciousness, then where is the you in all of this? Maybe the sense of ownership is just a convenient story the brain tells itself to maintain a coherent identity. Your mind insists, "I thought that," even though the origins of the thought might lie far beyond your personal control. But this perspective can also be liberating. If your thoughts are not truly yours, then you are not bound by them. Negative self-talk, intrusive thoughts, and patterns of worry lose some of their grip when you realize they may not belong to you at all. They may simply be echoes, influences, or passing signals that drift through the mind. This recognition gives you the freedom to choose how you engage with them. You may not own your thoughts, but you can decide which ones to nurture, which ones to release, and which ones to question. The idea that your thoughts aren't yours also emphasizes the interconnectedness of humanity. If thoughts are shared, shaped, and influenced collectively, then every idea is part of a greater dialogue. What you think today may ripple into someone else's mind tomorrow. What you call inspiration may be the spark of another's experience passing into your awareness. Rather than solitary islands of thought, we are participants in an oceanic network of ideas, endlessly exchanging and evolving. Ultimately, whether your thoughts belong to you or not depends on how you define ownership. They may not be original, but they are undeniably part of your experience. They shape your actions, your emotions, and your journey. Perhaps the truth lies in balance. Thoughts flow from countless sources, but it is your awareness, your presence, that gives them meaning. You may not be the author of every thought, but you are the reader, the interpreter, and the one who decides what role they play in your story.